The 7th year of secretly crushing on my childhood friend, encouraged by my best friend, I boarded an overnight train with flowers and cake to confess. Yet, at the roaring basketball court, I witnessed them kissing. He put his arm around my best friend and asked me coldly, "What are you doing here? Can't you see I'm busy?" I was a mess and was about to open my mouth to explain. His roommate standing beside me chuckled and said, "My girlfriend is here to bring me a cake. What's it to you?" When I carried the cake and found the basketball court, Ethan had Lily pinned against the railing. After momentary surprise, Lily wrapped her arms around Ethan's neck, returning the passionate kiss. The summer heat pressed down as I stood outside the court, dizzy from the sleepless journey, the crowd's cheers piercing my eardrums. We were just betting whether Ethan could finally make Lily his girl. Someone shouted, "They've been dancing around this forever. Pay up, losers." My grip slackened on the wilted bouquet. My phone buzzed with Lily's unread text, "Ethan's at the basketball court. Come confess now." Dark clouds gathered as I turned to flee, Lily's tearful voice chasing me. "Ivy, wait, this isn't what it looks like." Exhaustion and humiliation warred in my chest. I didn't want to unravel why Lily had orchestrated this disaster, why she pushed me to confess on the very day she claimed Ethan for herself. Cold fingers closed around my wrist. Lily stood pale-faced, shoving Ethan toward me with trembling hands. "Talk to her," she begged, her voice cracking. Ethan kept hold of Lily's hand, eyebrow raised. "Stop being ridiculous. You really want to lend out your boyfriend?" The standoff broke when Ethan noticed Lily's tears. He glared at me. "Who told you to come here? Can't you see I'm occupied?" 24 hours of nervous anticipation curdled in my stomach. As I tried pulling free, a familiar draw cut through the tension. I invited her. Problem? Ryan leaned against the bleachers, sunlight glinting off his disheveled hair. His heavy-lidded gaze found mine. "Still mixing up recipients for your gifts, I see over here." My face burned. Our last encounter 3 years ago flashed through my mind, me tripping on the auditorium carpet while handing the valedictorian his trophy, sending us both crashing to the stage. Now here he was, Ethan's college roommate, witnessing my latest humiliation. Ethan Johnson looked annoyed. "Ryan, don't bother with her. Send her back where she came from." Ryan chuckled lightly the moment the words left Ethan's mouth. "You're misunderstanding things. What's it to you if my girlfriend brings me cake?" That night, I attended Ethan's birthday party as Ryan's girlfriend. The atmosphere grew tense. Lily kept stealing glances at me, forgetting to eat several times. Why keep staring at her? Ethan frowned, pushing food toward Lily. "Eat more. No one's going to bully you here." The resentment I'd suppressed finally exploded. I locked eyes with Ethan. "Explain. What exactly have I done to her?" When Ethan remained silent, I turned to Lily. "Are you scared of me? Did you do something you regret?" Lily shook her head. "No." Ryan handed me watermelon juice, casually remarking, "Don't bring timid girls out if they can't handle reality." He grabbed pistachios from a bowl, adding with mock concern, "Peel them gently. Wouldn't want anyone dying of fright." Several guests snorted laughter. Lily excused herself to the restroom, fleeing the room. Exhausted as the party dragged on, I decided to leave early. Spotting Ryan taking a phone call in the hallway, I approached to thank him. His presence had saved me during tonight's humiliation. Pale hallway lights illuminated Ryan leaning against the far wall, his crisp voice echoing, "Rush the budget meeting. Tell them I'll handle it tomorrow." I hovered several steps away, waiting. Ryan noticed me and ended the call. "What's up?" "Just wanted to say thanks for tonight." He settled on the windowsill, studying me with unsettling focus. When I nervously touched my face, he suddenly asked, "Want to hit the amusement park tomorrow with me?" "With you? Didn't you post about wanting to go?" His dark hair fluttered in the night breeze, white dress shirt rippling. Might as well make the trip worthwhile. That casual observation shattered my composure. I hastily wiped my eyes. "Thanks. I'll treat you to dinner after." A long silence stretched before Ryan drawled, "Sure thing, girlfriend." He left early for student council business. On my way out, I found Lily waiting by the entrance, her lips bearing teeth marks. Tears streamed down her face the moment she saw me. "I'm so sorry, Ivy. I never meant for things to get like this. Please forgive me. I just feel disgusted." I shook off her hand and pulled out my phone. "How much was the hotel booking? I'll transfer you the money." Lily froze. "Ivy, I'm sorry. I forgot to book your room." Her voice sounded muffled, like hearing someone speak underwater. For a moment, I thought I'd misheard. Was this really the best friend I'd trusted with everything? She'd insisted on handling my accommodations earlier, telling me to just buy the train ticket. Now this, "You did this on purpose, didn't you, Lily?" Lily wrung her hands. The campus area hotels were sold out, and Ethan kept pestering me. "Maybe you could stay in my dorm tonight." I turned to leave without answering. She grabbed my wrist. "Wait, Ivy. Ryan already likes someone. Earlier, he was just being chivalrous. Don't get the wrong idea. I don't want you hurt again." Her saccharine concern made my skin crawl. I jerked free, but Lily stumbled dramatically and fell. "What? Are you Ryan's mind reader now?" I scoffed. She stayed crouched on the pavement, breathing oddly heavy. Ethan materialized from nowhere, shoving me aside to cradle Lily. "You put mango in the cake," he snapped. My glare didn't faze him. "Are you trying to kill her? You know she's allergic." That's when I noticed Lily's purpling lips. Oh, I knew about the allergy. Just like I knew she'd specifically requested mango slices. "Lily said it's your favorite," I stated coldly. At 1 a.m., ER doctors scolded the girl hooked to fours, playing Russian roulette with allergies. Ethan whirled on me. "Happy now that she's hospitalized? Are you brain dead?" I snapped. "She chose to eat it." Ethan's eyes frosted over. "Cut the act, Ivy. You came to ruin us. 7 years of pining doesn't excuse this." The words punched through me. All those study sessions, his promises we'd attend the same college. But what would you do without me jokes? How had I mistaken pity for affection? My vision swam from 36 hours without sleep. As I dialed 911, Ethan smashed my phone. Enough dramatics. Kneeling among plastic shards, I hurled a fragment at his cheek. "Crushing on you for 7 years doesn't mean I'll grovel." To the gaping medic, I rasped. "Call the police now." Black spots exploded across my sight as I collapsed backward into arms smelling sharply of mint soap and clean cotton. A cool, detached voice sounded above me. Ryan's tone was clinical. "She didn't eat much dinner. Might be hypoglycemia. Have the doctor check her." Through the fog, I heard dial tones. Ryan's voice floated somewhere distant. "Hello? I need to report a crime to the police." After the doctor fed me glucose, the world came back into focus. Ryan had already ended his call, his gaze frosty as it settled on Lily. Lily shrank into Ethan's arms like a frightened rabbit. I only tried a tiny bite. The cake was just sitting there for anyone to take. Ryan remained impassive. "The doctor said your symptoms don't match a tiny bite. Let's review the surveillance footage with the police present." I'd known since high school that Lily feared authority. She'd walk like a wind-up toy past police officers, always hiding behind me. Now she stood paralyzed as officers arrived. I gave my statement while the police played security footage showing Lily devouring 3 slices of mango cream cake. 3 pieces? The officer jabbed the screen. "You didn't taste the mango filling." Lily turned sheet white, stammering apologies. "I'm sorry. I just couldn't resist." Ethan's anger melted. "Everyone makes mistakes. Just don't do it again." His tenderness starkly contrasted how he'd screamed at me earlier. As Lily's eyes welled up, seeking comfort, I thrust Ryan's phone at Ethan. "Lily ate my cake. You broke my phone. Pay up right here with witnesses." Ryan blinked, then nodded. "I can confirm my girlfriend suffered financial losses." Ethan's jaw tightened. "Ivy, you're really doing this? Should I thank you for smashing my phone?" I countered. Under police observation, Ethan transferred the money. His expression darkened when Ryan helped me leave the hospital. I walked for blocks along the dimly lit alley, pace quickening until I turned onto an empty street. Collapsing against a rusted fence, I buried my face in my knees. Summer night silence pressed down as lilac spilled over the flaking iron fence of an old residential complex. Petals swirled around the lone street lamp, illuminating two shadows, my hunched form and Ryan's upright silhouette. "Go ahead," he said. "I won't tell." The dam broke. Sobs echoed through lilac-scented darkness, carrying across the deserted intersection. I'd prepared for rejection. Told myself having Lily's friendship would be enough. On the way here, Lily Brown and I had chatted animatedly about everything from food spots to tourist attractions, even joking about which bar we'd hit if our confessions went south. But after enduring Ethan Johnson's humiliation and Lily's betrayal all day, I was emotionally spent. Ryan Wilson leaned against the wall behind me, strategically positioned to avoid my tear-streaked face. I stood trembling for what felt like hours before finally rising with swollen eyes. "Thanks for today." Ryan didn't meet my gaze, preoccupied with his phone. 3 hours till sunrise. "Get some sleep. Let's reschedule the amusement park for the day after tomorrow." His nonchalant emotion barely registered as I rasped agreement. A police cruiser pulled up beside us. The officer rolled down his window. "Ryan, this your friend? She couldn't book a hotel. Aunt Johnson said she could crash at her place tonight." Ryan's explanation came before I could process. "Mind giving her a ride?" The officer gestured me in. When I stared blankly at Ryan, he clarified, "My uncle's giving you a lift. Didn't want you feeling uneasy." I opened my mouth, suddenly aware I'd exhausted my quota of thank yous. "The day after tomorrow, dinner's on me." Ryan's chuckle warmed the night air. "You already said that." He opened the cruiser door, amusement dancing in his eyes. "See you then." The door clicked shut before I could respond. Through the rear window, I watched his silhouette dissolve into the retreating cityscape. Aunt Johnson's apartment near the police station proved unexpectedly cozy. I slept 18 hours straight, waking to Ryan's text. "Text when you're up." Panic hit as I checked the time. Scrambling into clothes, I raced to the amusement park where Ryan lounged on a bench, sunlight gilding his sprawled form. "Been waiting long?" I panted, adjusting the sun hat he had perched on my head. "Perfect timing," he grinned, fingers intertwining with mine. "Girlfriend." My spine stiffened. "Don't look," he murmured, breath warm against my ear. "Ethan's behind us." Lily's giggle confirmed it. Resisting the urge to glance back, I pressed closer to Ryan's side. "Let's do the haunted house." Yet, as staff sorted groups, Lily entered hand in hand with Ethan. "Ivy, we called you earlier." Her voice trailed off as Ethan's gaze froze on her linked hands. "Team up." Ethan's challenge hung in the air, eyes locked on Ryan while pointedly ignoring me. Ryan looked at me. I said I had no objections. Ryan naturally didn't either. So, the four of us were assigned to the same path. The moment we entered the passageway, the lighting dimmed. Lily shrieked and buried herself in Ethan's arms. "Ethan, I'm so scared." Truthfully, I was terrified, too. But pride kept me from pressing too close to Ryan, though I clung desperately to his hand while hurrying forward. Feeling the dampness in my palm, Ryan tightened his grip. "Slow down. We'll get out." I nodded. Yet the chill creeping up my spine made me unconsciously quicken my pace. A sudden scream from Lily at some turn made me jump. Ryan yanked me back into his embrace. The oppressive cold vanished, replaced by the scorching heat radiating from his body. His warm breath grazed my earlobe as he whispered, "Show." His lips might have brushed my skin. "The ghost is over there. You nearly walked right into it." Lily had started crying now. Abandoning restraint, I locked my arms around Ryan's waist, pleading softly, "Don't let it come near. Please don't let it come." I thought I heard him chuckle before he promised, "Okay." The clanking chain seemed to approach from behind. Ryan pressed my face against his chest, addressing the NPC with easy humor. "Hey man, cut us some slack. My girlfriend's jumpy." The chain-rattling specter growled in frustration before stomping away. Long after the NPC left, Ryan kept holding me. Our racing heartbeats mingled with shallow, heated breaths. Only then did I realize how intimate this looked. Can you walk? Ryan murmured, his voice husky. My face burned as I tried pulling away. Sorry, he gripped my hand tighter. Nothing to apologize for. The words settled like feathers against my heart. His palm suddenly felt searing. Looking up, I accidentally met Ethan's gaze from nearby, dark and unreadable. He glanced away first. The remaining path saw no more ghostly harassment, though Lily kept screaming. Ryan guided me through and stayed close. Later in the restroom, I wiped dust off my arms when Lily stormed in. Why have you been ignoring me? Under the harsh lights, I noticed her photo-ready sundress and artfully distressed pout. Drying my hands, I turned to leave. Her voice sharpened. Ivy, did you ever really consider me a friend? I thought you'd support us. The barb struck true. I spun around with bitter laughter. Lily, where's your brain? Her composure cracked. I know you had a crush on Ethan, but you didn't make it to our college. Watching him for you every day. Feelings happened. Then why did you push me to confess? Because I can barely contain my own feelings anymore. I never planned to be with him. He suddenly kissed me out of nowhere. You know, I can't say no enough. I cut off Lily's words. You're always playing the victim. Too timid to reject confessions, too cowardly to admit sneaking snacks, yet I'm the one left cleaning up the mess. How dare you expect me to treat you as a friend? Lily's eyes widened, red-rimmed and silent. Lily, you done? Ethan's voice carried from outside. Wiping her tears, Lily murmured, it's all my fault. I've wronged everyone. I'll just break up with him, okay? She shoved the door open and bolted without looking back. Ethan only caught the last sentence. He gripped my arm painfully tight. What did you say to her? Nothing. We're just done being friends. He laughed bitterly. Ivy, are you that childish? Using friendship to force her to dump me. I didn't hold a knife to her throat. If she wants to leave you, maybe you're not worth keeping around. Not my problem. Ethan seemed unusually aggressive today, dragging me toward the exit. If we can't find her, you're leaving, too. Are you insane? I paid for this ticket. Trying to kick me out. I'll call the police. Who do you think you are? His face darkened. You've messed up my life and drove my girlfriend away. Can't I even ask you to leave? He yanked me toward the carousel, pointing at a distant figure. See that? That's Ryan's actual girlfriend. Ryan stood bathed in dappled sunlight. A girl in a plaid skirt hopped off the carousel and snatched the Coke he bought me, grinning. Ryan merely sighed in resignation. Ethan pulled up his chat history with Ryan. Know how he realized you had nowhere to stay that night? I read the messages. Ethan, bro, stuck with my girl. Take care of Ivy. She's homeless tonight. Ryan. Okay. Still think Ryan likes you? Ethan pocketed his phone. Staying here just makes you a nuisance to everyone. I've never been brave in love. That's why I had a crush for 7 years. I won't relive that. Ignoring Ethan's sneers, I marched toward Ryan. He noticed me instantly. The girl before him was chattering excitedly when Ryan pressed a hand over her head, tucking her behind his back. Who's she? Before Ryan could answer, the girl peeked out. Hi, I'm Ryan's sister. You must be his girlfriend. My rehearsed speech evaporated into bewilderment. Real sister. Ryan wordlessly nudged her away. Didn't you say your friends were waiting? Scram. Okay. The girl took 2 steps before darting back, rapid-firing. You're Ivy, right? My brother's obsessed. He still has your yearbook message from graduation. MMP. Ryan clamped a hand over her mouth. Shut up and get lost. She was thrown 2 meters away, still screaming sister-in-law at me. Ryan and I froze in mutual embarrassment. The carousel started spinning again, its joyful laughter saturating the air between us. I felt Ryan's gaze settle on my face. His tone remained neutral. She's shameless. Don't take her nonsense to heart. Staring at my sneakers, I mumbled. What about my drink? Lily extorted it. I'll buy you a new one. His fingers brushed mine before decisively closing around my hand. The yearbook thing? Ryan cleared his throat awkwardly. Yeah, the yearbook thing. That memory remained vivid. During graduation week, our monitor had marched in with stacks of grid paper announcing Ryan's project. Everyone write farewell messages. We'd all exchanged puzzled glances since when did our resident ice prince care about sentimental keepsakes? The bribe of keychain souvenirs. I'd received my favorite. All designs had ensured participation. Back when Ryan and I were barely acquaintances, I'd scribbled happy graduation and bright future before signing my name, Ivy Taylor. Though he'd only ever called me Taylor then. Chuckling at the memory, I teased, "Ye-books are for middle schoolers. Why do you bother in high school? We all had smartphones anyway." The lavender fields rippled beside us, their perfume intensifying as Ryan's answer dissolved into the breeze. "For your signature." What was that? I leaned closer, but he just smiled enigmatically. The setting sun painted Central Square golden as we claimed prime real estate for the promised fireworks show. Twilight bled into indigo night. Cicadas throbbed beneath the crowd's anticipatory chatter. That unique summer soundtrack swelled around us. When my phone rang, Lily's tearful voice shattered the moment. "Please forgive me, Ivy. I swear I won't get back with Ethan until you say it's okay." The initial fury over my best friend's betrayal had cooled to weary resignation. So now I'm the villain if I don't rubber stamp your relationship? My refusal makes me selfish. Her choked silence confirmed it. Exhaustion seeped into my laugh. "Lily, it's just a guy. Keep Ethan. But lying to me, that's unforgivable. Understand?" Ryan wordlessly offered a peeled orange segment as I hung up. The first firework exploded overhead. Its chrysanthemum burst, illuminating the storybook castle against the velvet sky. Dazzling. This bittersweet 7-year crash that consumed my entire youth finally came to an end tonight. I turned my head and found Ryan looking down at me, a stray leaf clinging to his forehead. The crowd roared around us, music pounding through the air. If I spoke now, he'd never hear me. Instead, I pointed to my own forehead. Ryan blinked in confusion. As the final notes of the song exploded into fireworks overhead, boom. His lips brushed against my skin where the leaf had been. Electric tingles radiated from that spot, freezing me in place while colored lights rained down. When the park lights flickered back on and carousel music resumed, everyone stood except us. My pulse hammered. "Is Ethan behind me?" I whispered, staring at my knees. Ryan's gaze burned hotter than the fading sparks. "No." His thumb traced the firework kiss spot. "He doesn't have to be here for this." While Ryan went to buy ice cream, I fidgeted on the bench, frantically typing into my phone. First kiss during fireworks. What now? My entire romantic experience amounted to accidental knee bumps with Ethan during study sessions. This was advanced placement. "Are you actually dating him?" Ethan's voice cracked like thunder. I looked up to see storm clouds in his eyes. The same warning expression he'd worn when catching me sneaking cookies at 13. "What's it to you? Your parents trusted me to keep you safe." His jaw tightened. "Ivy, stop this childish rebellion. You can't just date whoever you want." I stood, phone forgotten. "Funny. You never had time for me until I applied to your precious grad program. What about Lily?" His laugh held no warmth. "If I wanted Lily, I wouldn't have waited for you to show up." The admission should have hurt. Instead, clarity washed over me like the fountain mist cooling my skin. "You expected me to keep pining while you played house with her, to cry in my dorm when you finally got annoyed. Enough." Ethan gripped my shoulders. "Come to California. We'll lie to my parents. Pretend." I shook free. Ryan doesn't make me bargain for scraps of attention. Something fragile broke behind Ethan's stony mask as the ice cream line chimed. Ryan approached, holding 2 cones, rainbow sprinkles catching the midway lights. His smile faded when he saw us. In that heartbeat, I understood fireworks could burn brighter when you stopped waiting for someone else's spark. I raised my hand and slapped him clean across the face. Ethan staggered back, clutching his cheek. "Ivy, you've..." Smack. Another slap landed before he could finish. As I raised my palm for the 3rd strike, Lily came rushing out of nowhere, shielding Ethan with trembling shoulders. "Have you had enough, Ivy?" she quavered, ducking her head like a frightened sparrow. He's my boyfriend now. What gives you the right? I stared at the pair, bitter laughter bubbling in my throat. Lily must have heard everything Ethan and I said moments ago. She knew half those slaps were meant for her sake. Yet here she stood defending him. Lily, the childhood nickname, felt foreign after all these months. I could never understand how some guy managed to come between us. Now I see you two deserve each other. My palm cracked across her cheek before she could blink. Enjoy your prize. Hope you keep him forever. It wasn't until I exited the amusement park gates that I remembered Ryan. I fumbled for my phone, heat creeping up my neck as cicadas hummed through the receiver. Sorry, something came up. I forgot you. Ryan's chuckle vibrated against my ear. Saw the whole show. Looked cathartic. I slumped onto a sidewalk planter, kicking at pebbles. Ryan, I'm moving back to Beijing. HM. My major. Better opportunities up north. The words turned to ash. Ethan wasn't wrong. Long distance sucked. Especially when we weren't even looking up. Ryan stood beneath a street lamp, 20 feet away, twin ice cream cones dripping down his wrists. My pulse did that stupid flutter and pound routine. Thud, 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 thud. His voice came through both the phone and the warm night air. I like you. Taking the Beijing entrance exams next year. No pressure. The confession hit sweeter than any dessert, slow and syrupy through my veins. I didn't mean to force you. I chose this myself. His fingers laced through mine as we deterred past the crowded main gates. We talked for hours, career paths, grad school plans, everything except the countdown clock in my chest. Outside my aunt's apartment, I finally said it. Don't reshape your life for me, Ryan. The neon barber pole across the street spun dizzying colors as he nodded. Wouldn't dream of it. His smile lingered long after the wind died down. After that, I returned to Beijing and threw myself into preparing for graduate school entrance exams. Before I knew it, the Mid-Autumn Festival arrived. Ryan was swamped with his own grad school applications and couldn't make it home while I was buried under mountains of study materials in Beijing. We hadn't seen each other for weeks. Just when I thought we'd miss the holiday entirely, Ryan called at dusk. I'm at the airport. His voice crackled through the phone. My breath hitched. Which airport? Beijing capital. The recent rains had left the air heavy with humidity that did nothing to calm my racing pulse. I scrambled for my jacket. I'll come get you. No, he interrupted gently. Stay put. I'm coming to you. My roommates, having heard countless stories about Ryan, swarmed around me like excited hummingbirds. As the sun dipped below the horizon, we gathered at the university gates where Ryan emerged from the crowd holding sunflowers, my favorite. My head roommate gaped. Holy, he's gorgeous. Everyone scatter. Let the lovebirds have their moment. Ryan heard her shout from 20 feet away, his shoulders shaking with silent laughter. Don't mind them, I mumbled, cheeks burning. They're always like this. He hummed in acknowledgement, pressing the flowers into my arms before tilting my chin up. His lips met mine in a chaste kiss that set my face ablaze. We were at the main gate. Professors might be watching. Half the student body was probably. My roommate materialized beside us, snapping me back to reality. We cleared the whole quad and that's all you've got. Do you even know who you're kissing? Ivy here's our academic superstar. Gorgeous, kind-hearted, with admirers lined up to Antarctica. As if on cue, underclassmen passing through the gates started hollering. A group of freshman boys turned crimson while shouting, "We love you too, Senior Ivy." Ryan's arm tightened around my waist. "Sorry, boys," he called back, his grin widening. "I called dibs years ago." The crowd gradually dispersed, revealing Ethan leaning against a lamppost in the shadows, a cigarette glowing between his fingers. I remembered he never used to smoke. "Why didn't you tell me you were coming?" I asked Ryan, steering his attention away. "Didn't want him ruining your night." His thumb brushed my knuckles. "Besides, don't you have that study group?" "I'll find you after," I promised. My meeting ended early. At 8 p.m., I approached Ryan's hotel. Before I could knock, iron fingers clamped around my wrist. Ethan reeked of bourbon, his eyes bloodshot. "Does Daddy know you're throwing yourself at his business partner's son?" he slurred. I wrenched free. What the hell are you talking about? Don't play dumb. His laugh turned jagged. Jumping into bed with Ryan after 2 months. Real classy, Ivy. Ethan's voice boomed loudly, drawing everyone's attention. Despite the stares, he kept going. He doesn't know you like I do, Ivy. You'd be better off with me. I kicked him hard in the shin. The impact made a dull thud. Watching Ethan double over in pain, I pulled up my parents' contact on my phone and shoved the screen in his face. Go ahead, call them. Tell Mom and Dad I want to sleep with my boyfriend, but you're throwing a tantrum because you think I should share your bed instead. For good measure, I dialed his parents' number myself, putting it on speaker. After this, we'll call your folks, too. They should know their son's trying to home wreck relationships. Ethan's face turned ashen. He hunched over, breathing heavily, but remained silent. Months of pent-up anger surged through me as I grabbed his hair. Make the call. Don't make me lose what little respect I have left for you. His eyes darted across the glowing phone screen. The dial tone pulsed 3 times before he finally looked away. I released my grip with a disgusted scoff. You actually thought I'd date Ryan just to spite you? What's your appeal? Minimum wage paycheck, degraded GPA, or this stellar emotional intelligence on display? The lobby doors slid open silently. Ivy. Ryan stood framed in the entrance, holding a paper bag that smelled of fresh apple fritters. Ethan wiped his face on his sleeve and lunged at him without warning. Ryan sidestepped effortlessly, sending Ethan crashing into a potted fern. Who said we're brothers? Ryan quipped while unwrapping my pastry, handing me a bottled water. Don't spoil dinner, he added, completely ignoring Ethan's groans. The commotion drew Professor Carter from his office. Johnson, is that alcohol on your breath? You're presenting at tonight's symposium. His nasal voice sharpened. Clean yourself up this instant. Ryan kept his gaze innocently on me as the professor dragged Ethan away. We barely turned the corner before I burst out laughing. The leg sweep was unnecessary. Won't happen again, he promised, eyes crinkling. By the way, did Ethan and Lily finally break up? Yeah, his idea. I took another bite, letting the cinnamon sugar dissolve on my tongue. The subject dropped, not resurfacing all evening. This counted as our first real date. No interruptions, just us. Bad luck struck when our movie started 30 minutes late. By the credits, midnight approached. We walked hand in hand under campus maples, fractured moonlight patterning our path. The silence felt heavy with unsaid things. My dorm's locked, I blurted near campus gates. I know. Ryan's grip tightened slightly. His palm felt fever warm against mine. I have ID. The words came out in a rush. My own hands now clammy. He stared resolutely ahead. Booked us a suite earlier. Heat flooded my cheeks. Oh, that's efficient. The remaining blocks passed in flustered quiet. Our joined hands swung between us all the way to the hotel elevator. After retrieving my key from the front desk, Ryan walked me to my door. I'm right across the hall if you need anything, he said. As I opened the door, I turned to find him still lingering. Ryan. You said to call if I needed something. His lips curved. Do you need something? I stepped backward into the apartment. Ryan. The smile vanished. Seconds later, he surged forward, his kiss obliterating the chaste one we'd shared at campus gates. This was hunger incarnate claiming that propelled us through the doorway as the door slammed shut. Darkness rewired the kiss. Our ragged breaths tangled. Oxygen devoured until sparks exploded behind my eyelids. Ryan pressed his forehead to mine, voice gravel rough. Waited forever for this. For what? The right to kiss you senseless whenever I want. Through his dress shirt, I felt his heartbeat jackhammering against my palm like caged lightning. When I tried to speak, he hushed me, arms tightening. Just let me hold you 1 minute. I buried my face against his chest. What now, Ryan? He inhaled sharply. Christ, asking that now? You think I'm made of stone? Feeling me tense? He chuckled and flicked the entryway light on. Get some sleep. I'm leaving. This time I let him go. Dawn broke with a shrill ringtone. A stranger's venomous voice stabbed my ear. Ivy, You shameless. How could you steal Lily's boyfriend after everything she's done for you? Sleep-fogged, I heard muffled sobs before the line died. Downstairs, breakfast chaos awaited. Ethan stood with red-eyed Lily clutching his sleeve, clearly fresh off an all-night trip. You promised we'd stay together, she wept. Ethan scowled. You dumped me. Remember? Lily's face crumpled. Her tearful gaze snapped to me as 2 tracks of tears slid down her cheeks. A fiery brunette shoved me. You're the famous best friend. Lily trusted you. First, you guilt-trip her into dumping Ethan, then screw him at some motel. I'll expose you trash online. Stop, Lily whispered. But the girl shook her off. I've got your back. No one hurts my friend. I saw my younger self in her righteous fury. That same blind loyalty I'd once shown Lily. It took years to learn weakness doesn't equal virtue. Sometimes it's just cowardice dressed in kindness. The activist waved her phone. Scared? Already posted everything. Trash belongs in dumpsters. Ivy smirked at Lily. So that's what you told her. The ever-timid Lily stammered. I'm sorry, Ivy. I couldn't stop her. My gaze shifted to the furious girl. Didn't Lily here encourage me to confess my feelings, then conveniently start dating Ethan on the very day I planned to do it? The girl crossed her arms. You expect me to believe that without proof? True. Lily only used voice messages. No text evidence remained, but I leaned closer. The bouquet for my confession. Lily ordered it. The florist actually texted me screenshots to confirm the order when she couldn't reach Lily. The damning screenshot showed Lily's instructions for Ethan. I like you. The florist's message blinked in my mind. Your friend wants this bouquet addressed to someone else. Confirm. The girl's defiant stance faltered. Meanwhile, the campus forum exploded with hateful comments targeting me. My university was already being doxxed. I stared coldly at Lily. This cyberbullying tsunami should have been hers to drown in. Is this true? The girl demanded. Lily dissolved into tears. I just didn't want you to hate me. Typical Lily, always the victim. The girl turned back to me, grasping at straws. Even so, you shouldn't have hooked up with Ethan at that hotel. Her accusation died as comments flooded in. Wait, wasn't Ivy making out with her boyfriend at campus gates yesterday? Dude's way hotter than Ethan. Anyway, right on cue, Ryan appeared. Ivy, everything okay? His arm slipped around my shoulders. The girl's eyes darted between us, realization dawning. I think there's been a misunderstanding. Ryan's gaze hardened as he recognized Ethan. Why is your ex's drama still haunting Ivy? Hasn't she rejected you multiple times? Ethan looked ready to vomit. Yes, but Lily said you forbade her from dating Ethan, the girl protested weakly. I laughed humorlessly. We stopped being friends months ago. Lily is the one who insisted our friendship was conditional on her dating Ethan. The girl's face flushed with anger as she rounded on Lily. Stop the waterworks. You made me take that damn overnight train just to lie to my face. As Ryan led me away, the girl's furious shouts followed us. You knew her? I asked. Journalism sophomore. Ryan shrugged. Hasn't even grasped the basics of her major yet, but plays online vigilante. His thumb brushed my palm. We'll let her public retraction go viral before reporting this to the dean. The girl's vivid storytelling backfired spectacularly. Comments now flooded with, stay away from toxic friends like Lily and can't believe we fell for her lies. Lily eventually got summoned to the dean's office, her grades plummeting afterward. Ethan, who drunkenly cursed at his thesis advisor, had his admission offer revoked. Through the classroom window, I watched Lily hunched over her desk, the architect of her own ruin. The day I received my parents' call coincided with the arrival of my graduate school acceptance letter. Ethan had been in an accident. What happened? I asked absently, preoccupied with preparing my enrollment documents. He got his foot run over while crossing the street. They're operating now, but the doctor says there might be permanent damage. It wasn't until later that I learned through my parents' fragmented explanations that Lily had pushed Ethan. The Johnsons wanted to press charges until discovering Ethan had thrown the first punch. The rest became murky details I didn't pursue. Their lives no longer concerned me. That autumn afternoon when Ryan landed in Beijing, I tumbled out of the taxi with the wind wreaking havoc on my carefully styled hair. He lounged against a stone pillar with his black leather suitcase, those long legs casually crossed as he waved. "Missed you, girlfriend." Years after graduation, during one of our rare visits home, our former class monitor insisted on organizing a reunion. That's how I found myself facing Ethan and Lily again. I barely recognized Ethan. Drenched in sweat despite his ill-fitting suit, he limped around the room distributing business cards. "Ethan, he's a big shot now," the monitor crowed. Only then did realization strike. This nervous man clutching discount coupons for his real estate agency was the same boy I had known. "Staying in Beijing?" Ethan asked when our eyes met across the table. I nodded curtly as the monitor enthusiastically disclosed our startup success. Ethan's fingers widened around his whiskey glass. Lily sat texting furiously, her vacant expression freezing when our gazes met. "Don't bother," a classmate warned, pulling me aside. "Last person who tried helping her got burned. Borrowed $20,000 for some deadbeat boyfriend, then let her friend deteriorate without repayment. Total train wreck." During a bathroom break, I escaped to the courtyard. "Ivy," Ethan's voice cracked behind me. "Please, just if I could do it over." His unfinished confession hung between us, heavy with 2 decades of what ifs. The autumn wind carried distant laughter from the reunion hall as fireflies blinked around our silence. Some wounds never fully heal. They simply scar over, leaving phantom aches when the weather changes. He spoke rapidly as if fearing that even a second's delay might make me miss his confession. I froze mid-step and turned to look at him. "Ethan," I said, "do you really believe your life went wrong just because of one failed relationship?" Ignoring Lily, who was eavesdropping from the shadows, I continued, "Your grades, ambitions, skills, intelligence, and vision matter far more than some romance you fixated on. Your misery comes from who you are, not what others did to you. Lily owes you nothing. Stop blaming women for your failures." Earlier, classmates had told me how Ethan spent years sabotaging Lily's reputation, unable to accept that his own choices ruined his life. He'd spread vicious rumors until she could barely show her face in public. Someone tapped the window to signal to wrap up, leaving Ethan speechless. I walked out. Lily hovered near the exit, mouth opening as if to speak. I brushed past without acknowledgement. Outside, Ryan waited under a street lamp, holding my coat and purse. He offered his arm automatically when I approached. "Lily wanted to apologize," he mentioned as we walked. "Did you see her?" "Didn't care to listen," I muttered, lips pressed tight. We drifted toward our old high school. The crumbling food cart still squatted in its corner, tarp flapping over rusted wheels, the same spot where Lily and I used to split skewers after class. Ryan's hand brushed my hair. "Remembering better days?" I nodded. On graduation eve, I tripped while delivering Ryan's track trophy. Lily met me at the gates with 2 grilled chicken wings, a luxury when she could barely afford bus fare. Seeing my scraped knee, she'd emptied her pockets, shoving cash at Ethan to buy antiseptics. "Get the good kind," she'd insisted, fussing until Ethan rolled his eyes and muttered about us being joined at the hip. That was our last shared moment before adulthood scattered us. Later came the betrayals, the slow unraveling into strangers. Why do people change? I wondered aloud. Ryan's voice softened. We grow clearer about what matters. Maybe she realized you weren't worth the effort anymore. The night swallowed his words. I sniffed. That was the last time I'll ever help her. Good riddance, he agreed. As we walked, I nudged his shoulder. Ryan, when did you figure out what you wanted? Always knew. Really? I teased. What if I'd missed the signs? What if I never realized you'd been crushing on me for years? He shrugged, fingers intertwining with mine. Doesn't matter. I'd have found you anyway. Our laughter melted into the rustling leaves, two shadows merging under the street lamps.